Welcome to this algebra lesson. Today we are going to master the concept of the domain of a function. This is a fundamental topic in pre-calculus and algebra that often confuses students, but it is actually quite straightforward once you know the rules. Before we define domain, let's briefly recall what a function is. Imagine a machine. You put something in, which we call the input or x. The machine does some work and it spits something out, which is the output, or y, for example. If the function adds 2, putting in a 5 gives you a 7. So, what is the domain? Simply put, the domain is the set of all possible input values. It is the collection of all numbers that you are allowed to put into the machine without breaking it. We are asking ourselves, what x values are valid? If you look at the graph of a function, the domain is easy to spot. Scan the graph from left to right. The domain is essentially the shadow the graph casts on the x-axis. If the graph goes on forever in both directions without any breaks, the domain is all real numbers. However, not all numbers work in every function. There are two main rules you must remember. Rule number 1, you cannot divide by 0. If your function is a fraction, you must take the bottom part, the denominator, and ensure it does not equal 0. Rule number 2 involves square roots. In the real number system, you cannot take the square root of a negative number. Therefore, if you see a square root, any expression inside it must be greater than or equal to 0. Some functions are safe. Polynomials, like lines or parabolas, do not have fractions with variables and do not have square roots. For these functions, you can plug in any number you want. The domain is always negative infinity to positive infinity. Let's try an example. Here we have 1 divided by the quantity x minus 3. Since x minus 3 is in the denominator, it cannot be 0. We solve for x and find that x cannot equal 3. So the domain is all numbers except 3. Here is a square root example. The function is the square root of x minus 2. We take the inside part, x minus 2, and set it greater than or equal to 0. Adding 2 to both sides tells us that x must be greater than or equal to 2. Finally, we need to write our answer mathematically using interval notation. We use square brackets if we want to include a number, like in our previous example starting at 2. We use parentheses if we want to exclude a number or when we are using infinity. To recap, start by assuming the domain is everything. Then check for problems. If there is a fraction, ensure the bottom is not 0. If there is an even root, ensure the inside is positive. Then, just write your answer in interval notation.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.